Today we're going to jump into a really incredible ancient story from the Buddhist canon. It's called the Sūtra of the Strong Man Moving the Mountain. And trust me, it starts with this legendary feat of strength, but ends with a definition of power that is just truly mind-bending.
And really, this whole story, it all boils down to one simple but super profound question. What is true strength? We all think we have a handle on the answer, right? But this text, it's about to challenge everything we think we know about what it means to be powerful. Okay, so let's set the scene here. I want you to picture the 500 strongest people on the entire planet, all together in one place. And we're not just talking about guys who can lift a lot at the gym. These are figures of legend, the absolute pinnacle of human physical power. And they've all come together for one very specific purpose. Their challenge? A colossal stone mountain. We're talking about 400 meters tall. That's huge, and it's blocking a major road. But for them, this isn't just an inconvenience, it's an opportunity. So why are they doing it? You might think it's for the public good, right? Nope, it's all about ego. They want to move this mountain to literally carve their names into history. They want to build a legacy of their own unmatched power that will last forever. So for an entire month, the 500 strongest men on Earth combine all their might. They push, they strain, they give it everything they have, and nothing. The mountain doesn't budge, not even an inch. They are left completely defeated, exhausted, and frankly, deeply ashamed. And right at this moment, just as they've hit rock bottom, the Buddha appears. The text describes his presence as just awe-inspiring, so radiant and serene that the entire crowd, including our defeated strongmen, just falls silent. And then, he does something that's just impossible. With absolutely no effort at all, he just touches the mountain with his big toe, lifts it up into the sky, crushes it into fine dust in his hand, and then gently blows it all away. The problem that defeated 500 men for a whole month is just gone, solved in a single, effortless gesture. The strongmen are, as you can imagine, terrified and completely humbled. They ask the only question that even makes sense at this point. Where in the world did that power come from? Was that the kind of physical strength you get from your parents, from the food you eat, or was that something else? And the Buddha's answer might be the most shocking part of this whole story. He basically tells them, oh, that was just my basic physical strength. The text even gives this a name. Rubu Jili, which translates to the nurturing power. It's the same exact kind of power they have, it's just on a slightly different scale. And to explain that scale, the Buddha lays out this absolutely wild cosmic ladder of power. It starts with oxen, then escalates to mythological beings like dragons, and these fearsome strongmen. And after going through this entire mind-bending calculation, he says his own basic physical strength is immeasurably greater than all of them combined. And just when their brains are about to melt trying to comprehend that, he hits them with something even more astonishing. He tells them that this mountain-crushing, cosmos-dwarfing physical power is actually the weakest, most insignificant power that he has. He then breaks it down. There are higher tiers of power. So beyond the physical is supernatural power, which is the ability to just move between worlds. Beyond that is the power of wisdom, to understand everything, and even beyond that is the power of intention, a consciousness so vast it can literally track every single raindrop in a universal storm. But wait, it doesn't even stop there. He says that far beyond those 4 tiers are what are known as the 10 powers, and these are abilities that are unique to a fully awakened being, like a Buddha. Now, these aren't really powers of doing things, they're powers of knowing. They represent a flawless, crystal clear understanding of reality itself. We're talking about the power to know the result of every single action, the intricate workings of karma for all beings. It's the ability to see all past lives and to know with absolute certainty the paths that lead to all possible futures. It's the power of total clarity. So the strongmen, their whole idea of power completely shattered, they have to ask one last question. After all of this, the physical, the supernatural, the wisdom, and these 10 powers, is it even possible for there to be a power greater still? And the Buddha's answer is yes. The single greatest, most unconquerable force in the entire universe is this, the power of impermanence. And this is where it all comes together. The Buddha says that even his body, which he describes as being as tough as a diamond, is subject to this ultimate law.
He tells them that this unstoppable force will dissolve even him, and that he will actually pass away that very night.
And in that single moment, hearing that even the Buddha is subject to change and decay, the strong men finally get it. It's like a light bulb goes on. Their pride, their ego, their obsession with creating some permanent legacy by moving a mountain, it all just evaporates. In that moment, they achieve a state of enlightenment.
The Buddha then leaves them with a final poem which perfectly summarizes this ultimate truth. Whatever is born has to die. Whatever is built, whether it's a reputation or a legacy, it must eventually fall apart. And the final piece of the puzzle is this. Everything, without a single exception, is impermanent. And real peace, true strength, doesn't come from fighting this fact. It comes from deeply understanding it and accepting it. So in the end, the story completely redefines what strength even means. It's not about physical force. It's not about leaving a permanent mark on the world. True strength is the wisdom to see the fleeting nature of absolutely everything and to just let go of our attachment to things lasting forever. And that kind of brings us to a final question for you. What's the unmovable mountain you're facing in your life right now? Maybe the real lesson here isn't about finding the strength to move it, but about developing the wisdom to see that, like everything else, it too will eventually pass.